a browser automation I created that automatically purchases products on Amazon. And it actually works with a Google Sheet template that I created as well. Now, if you are already familiar with this, I previously released it as a Chrome extension, but now I'm sharing the actual implementation, the actual source of it, which lives on a platform called Automa. All right, and this is the actual automation on Automa. So what I'm going to do is show you how to get to it and how to add it. All right. Now, what you need to do, first of all, is get Automa onto your browser. It's a Chrome extension that you need to go ahead and install to your browser. And once you install it, I'll provide a link, but you can also just go ahead and search for Automa, which is Automa. You can search for it and install it that way. Once you go here to Automa, what I'll do is I'll actually close what I have there now. You'll click on this dashboard home icon, and the dashboard will open. Now, you won't already have the automation, so I'll remove that. It'll look just like this, and then, or if you open it up, it'll look like this. Okay. At this point, you will simply go to Browse Workflows. You will click on Browse Workflows, and what will happen is it will bring you to the Automa so-called marketplace. They call it a marketplace, but everything's free. It's just a bunch of people sharing automations that they created. You won't see mine immediately. You'll have to search for it. You'll have to search Amazon purchases. That's your best chance to pull it up. Based on the name I created, you won't see anyone else. No one else has created anything like this automation as far as I've seen. So this will be a unique automation. So you should see it by itself and just click on it and open it up. It's by Mark Teach Tools. That's the name under which I provide all my tutorials and the tools that I create that correspond to those tutorials. So you'll see it under Mark Teach Tools. By the way, I have other automations that are also related to this whole Amazon purchasing thing and Amazon in general. So you may have to search for other automations as well that I've created. That's the point. Okay. But anyway, you'll see the description. Here's a link to the previous video I have already made on this. When it was a Chrome extension, and this is the link to download, which will now just be a link to download the template, Google Sheet template. But first of all, let me show you how to get this off of here, right? So you can go to here, click on the arrow, download the workflow. It will download as a file. I've done it a few times, so I have a few copies already here. You go here to the dashboard, very simply click on the arrow again, import workflow. Select the file, click open, and you see a few seconds ago that's the last thing that I added. You just click it, open it, and that's it. Right? So it's quite simple to add these workflows to your Automa dashboard. Now, running the automation from inside of Automa is going to be better than when I did it as a Chrome extension. And here's why. The reason is that when you go in here to trigger, you can double click trigger. Trigger is where it starts, and then go to parameters. And on the Chrome extension, you have to enter the spreadsheet ID every time you run it. Here, when you have access to the actual workflow, you're going to be able to copy and paste and save as a default anything that you want here. Okay, I already did these orders, automate, and the range. But you can go to the template, which I provide, this Google Sheet template. Now, when you make a copy of the template, you're going to have a different ID from me, so don't worry about that. Everyone who makes a copy will have a different spreadsheet ID. The spreadsheet ID lives right here between the words edit and the letter D / right? You just copy that, whatever's in between those slashes, right? And you bring that back here and paste it. That's your spreadsheet ID. So that when you run the automation, just close it and click save. You don't have to keep entering the spreadsheet ID. The next thing you'll do is click on this execute button, which is basically a play button to play the automation. And this first initial page will open up. This is the same page that opens when I had it as a Chrome extension. It's really no different. And you'll have order start index. So the start index means where on the sheet do you want it to start, like which row. But it's not the row. It's based on the range. See, the range is A2. So it knows that row 2 is where like the names are, the column headings. So it knows that the first row of data is row 3. So you have to, but the index is 0. Okay, so the first like actual data, row of data is considered index 0. For this template, an easy thing you can do is just take the row number and subtract 3. That's the index, right? If you take row 10, you subtract 3, it's 7. Row 3, you subtract 3 minus 3 is what? 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. But for ease, I like to highlight these and just kind of drag them down as far as I need to, right? But you don't have to, but I just kind of, gives me a visual on the index so I can see it right away. Like I'm on index 5, 6, or whatever, right? So that's just the first thing about this template that you need to know so that when you run the automation, you know where to start. Now, I think I explained in the other video. Now, first of all, this probably doesn't apply anymore, whatever this message says. So first of all, when you first run this, you probably don't necessarily want to auto place the orders. So you can keep that off so that you make sure that you know what you're doing first. Okay, I'm going to cancel this and just talk about the template. Now, if you're drop shipping on eBay, you're going to use this template to the fullest, importing eBay orders data, transactions data, and all that. If you're not drop shipping on eBay, if you're using this to do purchases, but you don't actually drop ship on eBay, you can still use the template. Just delete the formulas. All right. What you'll do is you'll delete these formulas in the black section, and you'll put in your data. Okay, whatever the names of your customers are, the addresses where the stuff is going, the cities, the states, the zips, you have to fill that stuff in, that part in yourself. Okay, you don't actually need product to make it work, but you do need the quantity. So you'll have to put in the quantities: one unit, 2 units, however many ASINs, and you will have to provide the ASINs. Okay, these are things you have to provide: the ASIN, the quantity, okay, and then the contact information. If you're working with eBay, however, what you're going to do is download the eBay orders report from eBay. You go to on the Seller Hub, you go to orders report or download, I believe, and you download the orders report. You will then go to file. After you download it, file, import, upload, browse, and you will import the eBay orders report file. You'll click on the file. This is not an orders report, but that's just pretend it is. You'll click on open, right? It's gonna put the file in. You'll go to replace current sheet. It's very important that you select replace current sheet. You'll click import data, and the data will appear. I'm going to cancel it. Okay. For the transactions report, eBay transactions report, you've got to go to the payments section on eBay, and you'll see like the transaction report when you scroll down. And you can click the custom to get like the last 30 days. So you can select the last 30 days for the date range, and then you'll do the same thing. Download it, file, import, and get that data in here. The third thing is you need a list of your eBay item numbers and the corresponding Amazon ASINs. You should have a database of your own, hopefully in a spreadsheet. You're going to, copy your eBay item numbers here and paste the corresponding ASINs over here. Once you've done all that, you will copy and paste your eBay order numbers over here, which you can get from your eBay orders report. Sorry, I don't have a real one, but I would have to provide. I would be revealing customers' information if I did that. So I can't like just put a real real orders report in here right now. So you're going to put the eBay order numbers in here, copy and paste them here, and the transaction IDs will also be on the eBay orders report, and you'll paste those right next to it as well. When you do that, that's when you're going to see all this stuff just fill in automatically. All the eBay fee stuff, the order earnings, everything will fill in. All the customers' data, all of that will fill in as well. All right. And then I suggest you can check a few rows if you want by opening. This will open up the eBay order once you put the order number. You'll be able to look at the orders and look at the data that's pulling up and make sure everything is good. From this side, now once you get to column Z and on, that's all Amazon stuff. Okay. This stuff does not just fill in automatically. What happens is after you do the orders, all right, you will go to not yet shipped, and you will have a list of the orders that you just did, right? Because they haven't shipped yet if you just did them. I have another automation, which I'll post and I'll announce that I have it, that I've added it, that scrapes that will scrape those Amazon order numbers, the dates, and the customer's names, right? When you download that, it's going to scrape it and it's going to put it into a CSV file. You will import that into the Amazon orders CSV sheet. And you'll use this button, which is map. I think I explained this in the other video a lot more. Map Amazon orders. And you'll make sure to tell it, well, the last row that you mapped, which will start at row 2. And it will pull in, it will take the customer's names and match it to order numbers that were just made. The cost of those orders, the date, and all of that will then fill in, right? I believe I actually might have demonstrated that in the other video. So you might want to check my older video, because I think I had a little more time and I did a little more demo there with the sheet, okay? So if you don't get everything here and understand completely, don't worry. You might have to actually go here, use the automation, and as I said, test it, and do not place the order, since you might not know what you're doing at first. Don't auto place it. Let it automate. Let it get to that last page. Review it, and then click place order on your own. Do one order at a time, okay, to start off. When you know what you're doing, then you can start auto placing and have it run through the list, okay? So the profit's going to calculate over here once you get the cost and all that. This is something I actually just added since my last release update. This, the idea here is that if you can get the price data ahead of time of the Amazon ASINs that you're about to order. So by the way, this is really meaning that this is really totally optional. But if you can get that price data, which you can use another automation I created, which is an Amazon data extraction automation. You could put the prices in here, and what it's going to do is calculate the costs based on the tax that the buyers, the tax which is going to come based on their location, which yes, eBay provides that data. And then it's going to take that cost and compare it against the eBay order earnings, and thus the profit will be calculated. So basically what you'll be able to do is see what is the expected profit ahead of time. That can help if you have like a certain amount of loss you don't want to incur, and you'll be able to see like how much the order might lose or gain or whatever. If you just want to see that ahead of time before you do orders, that could come in handy. The unqualified buy box will just tell you that, by the way, if it has an unqualified buy box on Amazon, you won't be able to automate the order, because there's no, you just can't, because you have to choose a seller that you want to order from. It's not going to do that for you, okay? The automation is not going to choose a seller, and no, it's not going to do that, right? So the products do have to actually have a buy box, right? Which most products do. All right. So this is going to let you know if you see an unqualified buy. Again, you can use my, that's going to have to be a whole separate video. I have an automation that pulls Amazon data from a list of Amazon ASINs. And I have a video demonstrating that. So I'll try to see if I can remember, I'll link it to this video. Right? I should remember. So all right, that's about it. I'm keeping this video under 15 minutes. So that's basically mostly what I wanted to run through. So again, you can check out the prior video I made on this. It might be, it is better because I did actually run the automation in that video, and it hasn't really changed much. It's just that I'm giving you the source. So you can actually go through here, see how it actually works, see the things I actually did to make this work. I did it over time as I found I need. By the way, one thing I added I need to mention is that it will mark orders as shipped on eBay. It literally opens up the eBay orders and marks them as shipped manually. Just opens them and marks them. If you don't want it to do that, you'll have to delete this line right here. Right click and delete. That happens down here at the bottom. I also have something else here that doesn't even is not activated. It's not connected, which is the scraping of orders data after each order. It wasn't perfect. It didn't always scrape the top order, and I probably just need to fix the XPath queries or expressions or whatever it was. I don't remember. So those of you who are into programming and understand stuff like that, you can always go in